y'all. It's Hope here at Crafty Hope, and welcome. I am going to work in my little junk journal here. It was a day that I really just wanted to get in it, and I thought I was going to do like a limited time palette, like get in it and do just a few minutes and walk away. That didn't happen. I did end up walking away and coming back to it because I got frustrated with it, and we'll get to that in a minute. I will admit that I recorded this several weeks ago, so I'm going to do my best to tell you what's going on in here and what my thought process was. But just know that, yeah, I'm not super positive. I haven't. I haven't done a whole lot of art this Christmas season, and if you've seen, I've been vlogging every day nonstop, and there's not been a whole lot of actual art creation. There's been a lot of prepping for the holidays and renovations on my house and things like that. Just busy work, and also just stocking the stores and things like that. So I'm looking forward to maybe finding a better balance in my art practice in the coming year. How about you? So I stuck down, you can see just a few pieces of dictionary paper using my Uhu glue stick. And those were pieces from creating what I call my backing boards, or it's the baseboards I use to put my jewelry on when it sells. So I have these strips of it that were sitting on my desk, and that's kind of what I was going for, was things that were just kind of sitting around. So the paint that I'm putting down is Anita's acrylic in Hawaii, and you can see I'm storing it upside down because it is almost empty. So I'm trying to use some things up and get rid of things and kind of finish out the year here. I really just wanted to put a little bit of this down, but y'all can see it pretty much covers my whole page. I used some water to help thin it out. I'm trying here to use a bamboo skewer to draw into it. I'm not getting a lot of movement with it. So I think what I decide to do here, in a second, you see me frantically trying to draw into it, and yeah, some of it moved, and I just kind of kept at it. As long as the papers underneath weren't tearing, I wasn't gonna futz about it too much. And I did dry it just a little bit. It's not completely dry, so I went ahead and grabbed my brayer to brayer out anything that's still wet on there, and that worked beautifully. I know I have a video somewhere where I showed you, and it may be in one of my vlogs, I think, that I didn't waste some extra paint I had sitting around, and instead I painted on this piece of an old menu, not old menu, piece of a menu I brought home from after Pat and I had lunch out, and I brought the menu home. So I did mark making and used the extra paint and everything just to put it on that menu and made marks, and yeah. And I was like, you know what? That's sitting around. It needs to be used. I'm going to put it in this collage. So I used my fingers to tear out some ovals, and then y'all, I tore those ovals in half just to make like these little scallops. And I'm going to make a line of these scallops along the bottom of it here. That's not what's going to happen. That is not what's going to happen here. This is, I kind of played with it thinking, oh yeah, that could be really neat. But no, no, these scallops are not going to go just straight along the bottom of here. And this one's not even a complete scallop. I don't know what shape that was. They're more like cubey rectangles. So I pull out my glue stick. What do I decide to do here? I don't remember. Like I said, this was weeks ago. I know there's going to be some more futzing, and in a second, I'm going to get. Oh, some of those papers were peeling up, so I was, yeah, moving them around, seeing what I could get them to do. And yeah, I decided I needed a different color on here instead of just that Hawaii. So I reconstituted some instant coffee that's in this yogurt cup, and I am going to smear it around on the page a little bit. I'll probably do a little bit of splatter because I've got it there. Yeah, let's see. Lots of painting. Just trying to make that that blue color. While I like it, it's brighter than I really want this to be. I want more of a grungy, dark, old age, vintage feel, all of the goodness. So that's what I did, is I kind of painted over that to give it that feel. In my splattering though, I splattered this little frame Pat made for me So I was like, no, let me clean that up and move it. And then I will dry my coffee splatter. I think I'm going to blot it up with another portion of that menu I've got, which means that I have some more of that menu that'll be great for collage for later. All right, now that it is dry, I think I'm going to, oh, nope, I've got my white gesso there, and I'm going to put it on that piece of menu that I just used to blot up, and I'm going to make some finger dots right on this page. It's one of my favorite ways to make dots. They're not perfect. They're organic, and it gets me and my fingerprints, my personal fingerprints into the art so that I am part of it. So once I get those kind of smattered around on this page, I think I pull out my Stabilo All Pencil and I will circle all of those dots with my Stabilo. So just kind of go around them kind of sloppily. I love a really sketchy circle. So I am holding that. I mean, this is just a stub of a Stabilo, y'all, but I'm holding it fairly loosely to make it as sketchy as possible. If it was longer, I would hold it way at the top of it so that it could move. And if I do get any of the gesso on the tip of that Stabilo, I am wiping it off. Again, just with my fingers. They're already messy. Why does it matter? So once I get them done, this is water reactive, so I will activate it with a just a wet paintbrush. It's probably dirty, out of some dirty water. And then I will use my heat gun to dry this before I move on to the next thing, which I think I will be gluing down those papers, but we'll see. Like I said, this was one of those things that I ended up having to step away from because I came into this thinking, yeah, I'm just going to do just a few minutes of art and walk away. And once I got started, I was like, I can't stop. I have to keep going. I'm enjoying this. So I kept going until I wasn't enjoying it anymore. So here I am thinking about those pieces I tore down, and I'm gonna dry it, y'all, and then come back and start gluing these a little more randomly. I think I do try to see how they look lined up, but because I had added the white finger dots around on the page, these felt I don't know, it added more white to the page or something. I don't know. It just didn't, the balance was off. So, yeah, so I decided to kind of just scatter them around on these two little pages yeah, pretty randomly. So I'm going to stick them down again, just using a glue stick. And I think once I get them down, that's where I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with this page, with this spread. It feels messy and I just wasn't sure what direction to take, how to balance it back out. So I'm going to look at it for a little bit. And here I come back like the next day. And I've got my chunky pencil and I'm just kind of outlining each of those pages that I tore down to give a little more movement on there. It was a good starting point. I'm tapping my fingers. So I'm thinking, what can I do? What can I do? I'm trying to remember what I do next because I know what the final product is. Um, oh, that's right. I decided I needed to add a little bit of color here, so I want to do some stamping. So I pull out one of my pencil cases that have a variety of stamps in them, and I'm gonna dig through it because I just wanted some texture. And I found this one, which to me represents like water and waves. And I thought this Wild Honey Distress Oxide would be perfect color against that the Hawaii blue-green color. And so I will stamp that around in there, just trying to get more movement. I keep saying just. Y'all know I don't like to repeat words. So I'm going to try to stop saying just, but watch. Let's see how long I make it. I'm stamping that stamp all over. I mean, seriously, y'all, all over this page. I don't know what I was thinking. I think some of it was pushing back some of those pieces I collaged, as well as adding movement altogether in that background. And I do love the Distress Oxide and how opaque they are, and they go over an acrylic paint and pretty much anything really beautifully. So then I decided to pull out these, it's paint pens, that's the word, that I picked up at Target. They've got some fun colors in there, and I've got this, oh, I think it's called yellow green or something. It's a it's like a chartreuse. I decided to pull it out to use on this page. I think that's what I use. Yeah. And I'm doing super sketchy circles. I told you I really love the sketchy lines. So these super sketchy circles work great to give me that movement on here. And once those are drawn, what am I going to do? I start thinking, okay, I need a focal. It's starting to feel, this feels much more cohesive to me. Oh no, I also pulled out this yellow orange maybe one, and I'm making some X's. Now this color is almost exactly the same color as that wild honey was, so that kind of helps bring that back together. I think that limey green one was kind of perfect for uh, I don't know, poking out a little, like being a little bit lighter so that it's yeah, a little bit lighter. So, oh, look, more things. I've got this Prismacolor set. Do I even use it? I don't think I do. Oh, I guess I grabbed some kind of brown pencil and I'm just see, there it was, just and I'm scribbling on the page, getting more marks and texture. All right. At some point, I'm going to decide I need a focal. And something in me made me remember this stack of faces that I have as part of my 100-day project. Well, I did 2 of them this year. And one of them was to make faces, and the other was to do mini assemblages. So I found this one. Y'all, this is some copy paper and probably like a Sharpie rollerball or something like that pen. Super quick face that I did, and so I'm cutting it down, and I think the white really works well on this darker, I don't know, like there's not enough white on here. I mean, even with the finger dots and the collage on there, I needed a bright pop. So this face to me felt just right. Just again in a different way. I'll use that Uhu glue stick to glue it down. Like I said, it's copy paper. It should stick, yeah, just fine. And with that, I know I need a sentiment, and because the face and all is white, I knew that some of the Tim Holtz small talk stickers would be perfect, and do them in white. And I can't remember what this one says, but it's not important. I wanted something that kind of felt right, and oh, I wish I could go grab it. It's sitting in the other room. And I was trying to remember before I came in here what it said, but that just didn't happen. I'll move it around trying to figure out what the right spot is, and I do add a little bit of uhu on the back of it so that I can be sure that it will stick. So I'll hold it down, and I still can't see what that says. You something to whatever, be open to whatever comes, I don't know, something. Whatever comes next. Be open to whatever comes next. I think I think it's something like that. And I am using a pen as an R2 ink pen. It's a rollerball pen from the Dollar Tree to go around that sentiment. I will take it again here in a second and do some scribbles just to kind of match up with how there are scribbles in the face. And with that, I'll consider it done. So I do love these cheap pens from the Dollar Tree. I will tell you that. I say it over and over again because they are super juicy. All right, guys, if you like this, make sure to give a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know if you have any questions at all, and I will see y'all later, hopefully with more art. If you're interested in more of what's going on in my life, definitely check out my Vlogmas or some of my other vlog posts. I'll see y'all later. Bye.